Welcome to the Age of Aquarius. This is Amina, your survival guide in the Age of Aquarius, and I have a reading for you. Yes, the nodes have shifted. We've gotten through that new moon in Cancer / Gemini, tropically, Vedically, right? And the new moon is when we set our intentions on the future. And these nodes have shifted out of fixed energy of Scorpio and Taurus into Aries and Libra. So now the pressure is on for the cardinal signs. But anyway, I digress. Welcome to all of you to this channel. It's about healing from the past trauma-based system, healing from the narcissistic, sociopathic, psychopathic. They're all the same problem, disconnected from our heart chakra. Now, that can be figuratively or actual health-wise, like broken circuit, right? But there's a way we can fix that. And this channel is about healing. It's about walking in Dharma and healing ourselves as we move forward in this new age. And realizing that we can leave that old way of doing things behind because there's a better way. Anyway, there's a key to all of it. And this is it. 528 hertz DNA repair. This not only helps with DNA repair, but it also increases oxytocin in your system, which is that feel-good chemical. Yeah. It increases it. It decreases chronogranin A stress marker in your saliva. It also decreases cortisol, which is another stress marker, but that's what makes you pack on pounds. And it increases testosterone in the brain, which relieves anxiety. A miracle key for sure. They tell me that this is the key to everything for healing the planet. On this channel, there is a playlist called the Marian Method, and it involves using one of these and salt water. It's how the divine told me what to do and how to instruct you on healing yourselves. Mind, body, and spirit. Whole shebang all in one fell swoop. Yeah. They tell me you have to get 528 hertz in the water. That frequency in the water. What does that mean? That's in a bathtub, literally, or those of you fortunate enough to live seaside, get in the ocean and do it. Because not only when you're healing your waters internally, remember your body's made mostly of water, you're also healing the waters outside of you. As within, so without. As above, so below. This is the key that heals the planet and everybody on it. So, 528 hertz. There's information in the description box below on how to obtain a very high quality 528 hertz tuning fork, not to mention a lot of other really great items that they carry at Sacred Waves. There's also a link down there for GQ Electronics, which has various instruments, meters, that help you analyze negative energy in your realm so that you can clear that. Everything is being thrown at you, this negative energy, in every facet of our lives. Learning how to deprogram or unprogram ourselves and reprogram ourselves with this and much more. But these negative frequencies are all around us. We are bombarded by them in every conceivable way. And learning how to negate that energy, because ascension is important. Raising your vibration, everybody talks about that. How do we raise our vibration? It's not just through thought. Light and sound. This place is made of numbers. Tesla knew what he was talking about, and so do I. Precisely why we have to raise our frequency and how we go about doing that. It's not just mind over matter. You can that definitely helps. That doesn't hurt. But having the correct frequency matters. 528 hertz, because they tell me 144,000 souls on this planet are going to be singing with these tuning forks at 528 hertz. And if we all do that at the same time, miracles happen. This is the key of miracles, the key of me in the solfeggio frequencies. So make sure you get your forks and start using the Marian method. Heal yourself, mind, body, and soul, every facet of your being. Start walking in Dharma, and miracles will happen. Anyway, I can't even tell you how much the frequencies, I've been playing with those. I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes. And I've got great surprises for all of you coming. It's taking time. It's a big project. But I can't think of a more worthy thing to do and a more, let's put it this way, I feel extremely humble about my mission on the planet and what it means for everybody. You would not believe what these frequencies are doing with my animals and myself. It's amazing. And my husband. Yeah, it's profound. The frequencies, the way they affect them is amazing. Anyway, let's get some, as we begin, I want you to be able to really relax while you're listening to this video so that you can detox, basically. You're going to be expelling any toxicity and negative energy from your system while you're listening. Hopefully you'll listen with a good pair of wired headphones or whatever you have that works. You got to be careful about negative frequencies, however, because anything that plugs into the wall or runs off of a battery can be delivering negative frequency. So you have to limit that, okay? But we can negate it with this frequency. So we're going to do some 528 hertz. And I want you to really relax and just, when you breathe in, as I strike the fork, breathe in the energy of the fork. Imagine what it looks like, that frequency, heart chakra, green energy. Imagine breathing that in and really, really relaxing and really just being right here, right now. And the rest of the world just kind of drops away out of your field. Just let it all go, okay? And as you exhale, you're going to release toxicity, anxiety, stress, okay? Because this key is going to help you increase your testosterone, your oxytocin, and lower your chronogranulin A and your cortisol, okay? And much more. DNA repair and a lot more. There's much more to these frequencies than people realize. Anyway, so with me at the count of 3. We're going to strike the fork for the first time, 528 hertz. Remember, breathe in and relax. Let all those muscles loosen up. Okay, here we go. Inhale slowly as you can. Exhale. Let it all go. Again. Inhale. Exhale. Just relax. Kind of roll your head around, let your neck kind of loosen up. Get those stiff muscles that are holding all that anxiety up in your shoulders and your face. Relax. All of it. One more time. Breathe it in. Exhale it. Just imagine all that negative energy just gone. It's gone. Okay. I've got so many surprises for you guys. I can't wait to show you. But I'm a very impatient Aquarius, and I have trouble waiting. Oh, I'm working hard, trust me. I've got a lot of stuff going on, plus trying to do a juggling act with regular life plans too, you know. Dishes got to be done, laundry's got to be done, you know, the usual. And it's not easy to carry out a mission, especially one that's got a lot of facets to it. And yeah, I'm working on it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed your new moon, and happy birthday, Cancer, because whether you're Vedic or tropically, you're Cancer. Okay, that would be, so happy birthday to them. And our nodes have shifted. So we had the new moon and the node shift together. And in just a couple of days, and remember, energy flows in and out. We're already under this influence of Chiron and Venus that are both going to retrograde at the same time in fire energy tropically. Okay? It's in water energy Vedically. Yeah. And we've got that shift that just happened out of the fixed energy into the cardinal signs. So now the cardinal signs are going to be looking at their past and doing all the fun stuff that the fixed signs have been going through. Let me give you a roadmap since we've all been through it, the fixed signs. You're going to be resolving and putting to rest any old problems. And generally that's with your family for the most part. And just kind of clearing the decks for your future, because our north node is where we're all headed. Okay? So north node is our future. It's our destiny. It's the plan. It's our missions. What are we supposed to be doing? What path are we walking? What do we do for career, etc.? It's an important time for all of us, because we're basically we're aligning things up and getting our ducks in a row for huge movement coming up at the end of the year. And we're all going to be breathing this massive sigh of relief come February and March. Okay? That I can promise you. So hang in there, remain balanced, not service to self or service to others, remain in balance. A balance between that. We're walking a tightrope and we're walking in Dharma. We're not creating any new karma, and we're getting ready for our future. And it's a good one, a really good one. We just have these loose ends we got to deal with, plus get our ducks lined up so that the end of the year goes as smoothly as possible. Remember, best laid plans, right? Things can go awry, but do our best to line things up the best we can so that that process is as smooth as possible. So many people are in transition right now. That's why a lot of the death card keeps popping up in the readings. It's because it's transitional energy. So that means a lot of people literally exiting the holodeck. That's what I call this dimension we live in here on the planet. The holodeck. Some are exiting. It's a birth and rebirth process. This is a reincarnation grid. You get farmed back in. So I know it's very hard on us that lose the person that we know right now in this moment, but they'll be back, or at least most of them. So they get put back in for the next round of lessons if they didn't learn what they needed to. Okay. Now there's this big cycle that goes on, and a lot of civilizations knew about those cycles, massive cycles, where at the very precipice where there's a graduation and a bunch of people get to exit the AKA holodeck prison, the reincarnation grid. And that graduation is where you're walking in Dharma. You've cleared all past karma from your family line, and you graduate. Ascension. Quite literally. It's interesting what my team has been telling me about that and the direction they're leading me, because they want me to help lead you on that path too. And that's all I can do, is be a spokesperson, basically, for the divine and the plans ahead. So I'm just doing the best I can. It's not an easy task. It's a lot of work. I've got a lot of things planned. Not only that, but once we make our ascension, I wanted to leave something behind that would better the planet. Because not only are people making ascension, but the ones that are going to be on the merry-go-round wheel for another 2,000 some odd years, just call it 3,000, give or take, right? I wanted to leave something behind. And us being here, the ones that are graduating, the high vibration energy is helping the planet. And we're leaving behind a legacy so that that next graduation party has a much better go of it, hopefully. And so I plan on leaving things behind to help them do exactly that. So I've got a lot of work on my plate because not only am I working on this ascension energy and trying to raise the vibration, and help you raise it too, but leave something behind so that the next round of people don't go through such hardship, basically. Anyway, So that's what's going on, in case anybody was wondering, because I'm sure you guys were wondering, where's the reading I was going to do last weekend? Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. The divine had other plans for me, and they had me working on some stuff, and yeah, I only commit to going with the moon cycles anyway, with the readings. Quality versus quantity, I always say. And that's the same thing when you're buying things. Better buy something that's quality, spend a little more money, but get something that's going to last, right? Instead of having to repair that or replace, you know. So anyway, I digress. Let's get into this moon energy. Moon is in Leo right now. Moon is in Leo. And the part of the body that rules is your heart, your aorta, your blood pressure, and your blood circulation. Okay? Vedically, the moon is in Cancer. That's your stomach, mucosa, breast, womb, and ovaries. By the way, we're in the waxing moon at the moment because we just passed that new moon. So the energy is, again, the light is building on the moon's surface. That means slower healing. So keep that in mind. Procedures are not advised because of slower healing, basically. And remember, new moons and full moons, it's a big no-no unless it's a dire emergency to have any procedures or dental work or anything done on those days. But we are in the waxing moon right now, a waxing crescent to be precise. And as the moon passes through those astrological signs in that part of the body, you may feel aches and pains or have problems popping up. And it's interesting because the reading I'm getting is definitely, for some of you, health related. Okay? I'm definitely picking up health related in this reading. And for some of you, it's just matters of the heart in general. But the fact that we're in Leo with Black Moon Lilith sitting in there, and the moon, and Venus, and Mercury the messenger. Okay? That is quite the lineup. And we have Mars has stepped over into Virgo at this point. Now keep in mind that's all tropically. But yeah, that's the part of the body. So if you notice an increase or decrease in blood pressure or your circulation, maybe your hands or feet are getting cold, you know, anything like that. We're also looking at stomach and mucosa, and womb and ovaries, and the breasts. So definitely very femininely focused energy with Cancer. Yeah, some of you may be experiencing some issues in those particular areas because that's your astrological sign, Cancer and Leo. That's the portions of the body that they rule. And that's interesting that the reading seems to be pointing quite a bit at health. Anyway, so with the Sabian energy, the Sabian symbols, they match up exactly with the cards on the table. This balance and a tower. How this plays out exactly depends on each of you. Remember, I marked the readings as Aquarius, but they're for the collective because it is the age of Aquarius, and all of you have Aquarius in your charts. Every one of you. So this energy will affect you or somebody close to you. All right? It affects all of us. So keep that in mind. This energy, this this Tower card. It's that energy is in the Sabian symbols too. Identical, I might add. I'm not kidding. For some of you, this is quite literally a heart issue that we're talking about, and an imbalance between the left and right ventricles. Now, for some of you, this is an imbalance between the right and left hemispheres of the brain, because we're talking about swords energy when we look at the Three of Swords, and we have it, by the way. And a Tower moment. So, yeah, the energy is... The good news is, for some of you, this is really great news, that it's actually the end of an imbalance, that you've made it through the other side. So let me get into the energy in general. Card 11, our gateway number. We're all about this. This is the gateway to Ascension, this channel, and how to raise our frequencies to gain Ascension, right? And we got the card 11 right there, and that's the balancing act. And the card we got for this balancing act was none other than the Three of Swords, which is our heart. And notice there's hearts raining down out of that boat, the boat that's on the tight wire. Okay, the Three of Swords came out reversed. So for many of you, you've managed to put things into balance. Okay, and for others, it's quite the opposite. It depends on whether you've been diligent at managing issues of the heart. Now, these issues of the heart can literally be companions and partnerships, or the right and left side of anything. Okay? So we're looking at people, places, things. Always think about it that way. So we could be looking at your job. All right. We could be looking at your health. We could be looking at a relationship. Okay. Something that requires balance, such as if we're looking at health things, there's a special electrolyte balance that makes our biosuits function properly. If you look at my playlist with the Marian method, you'll see there is a balance that's struck using the water being salt water. Okay. It increases your firing system in your brain, in your body in general. Think of your body as a engine, a generator. It's electric. That's why heart monitors work and things like that, because they're measuring a signal coming from you. You are a transmitter and a receiver. Okay. So keep that in mind with this reading. So this is things where a balance needs to be maintained somehow. Okay. And it's a matter of, it could be in thoughts, like in the right and left hemispheres of the brain. Like I said, those of you working with the 528 hertz, that helps with our egoic, narcissistic, psychopathic, sociopathic side. That's the mimes, what we call the mimes. That is our ego. Okay. running amok, basically. The 528 hertz helps reconnect the heart chakra to that circuit of the right and left brain and the heart brain. There's like a circuit that goes on. It's a triangle, upside down triangle. Very feminine energy that's happening there. And it's a balance that has to be struck there between those three. And the 528 hertz, with time, can not only heal your DNA, but reconnect that frequency and that balance inside your body. So keep that in mind. Balancing act. You are calm within no matter the fluctuation of outer conditions. Okay? So for some of you, if you're, take for instance, I'll give you myself as an example. I am highly, highly sensitive to EMF, electromagnetic frequency, RF, radio frequencies, so radio waves like microwave ovens and cell towers, etc. And say, for instance, those outside frequencies really mess you up. They mess me up really bad. Some people are completely unaware of those frequencies, and other people, it's debilitating for them. Okay? A lot of people that are high sensitives, they definitely know what I'm talking about because you can feel it. They can't even have a cell phone near their body. It literally can cripple them. I'm not kidding. Makes them very ill. Anyway, consider them the canary in the coal mine, because if it's doing that to them, it's doing to you, that to you too. You're just not feeling it or noticing it yet. Okay? So if it's affecting them in that way, you can bank your bottom dollar that it will affect you too. And what does that mean? Well, we've looked at the studies. That means cancer and a whole host of autoimmune disorders that happen from exposure to these frequencies. That's why the rates of cancer and everything else has been skyrocketing, because, and autoimmune disorders, because we're exposed to frequencies, negative frequencies that affect our bodies negatively. Okay? Anyway, there are times when things seem a bit topsy-turvy and it feels as if you're juggling 1,000 balls in the air. Perhaps you're unsure of your footing. Now is the moment to evaluate which areas of your life need balance and then restore equilibrium. Choose harmony over discord, and great success will be yours. You'll find inner stability when you choose a balanced, focused, and level path. In the reversed, for those of you that need to hear it, this is a time when it's important to address the areas of your life where there is discord. Are you fixated on getting your own way? Are you obsessed with one thing, neglecting essential matters that require your attention? Taking your own inventory is a necessary step toward rebalancing your life, and it's the only way to reach an equitable solution. Adjust yourself to the conditions of your environment that you have no control over, and balance will come much more easily. If there is to be fairness, it must come from you. Okay? For those that needed to hear that. And then we have the tower. And with that tower, the bookmark I got for that tower was 2 cups. That's why I was talking about like the 2 sides of the brain, 2 sides of the heart, contracts, relationships, partnerships. Okay? something that's going to, for some of you, break up, but for others, that connection's going to be made. And that's the energy I'm feeling. In this Tower card, you see how the lightning looks like veins, like your arteries and your veins in your body. And see how it like strikes through and opens up and makes it down to this dove. A dove of peace down in the center. That's peaceful energy. So for a lot of you, it feels like this is a really good energy. Like, I know for some it may be the opposite, but I'm feeling from the majority of the collective really, really good, because our Three of Swords is upside down. If it was upright, I'd be very concerned, but it's upside down. That means repairing, healing from Three of Swords, from heartbreak, whether that's literally or figuratively, okay? Or mental instability, healing mental instability, not just heart instability, but mental instability, those two sides, that partnership, okay? Some of you, that's literally happening, okay? So keep that in mind. 528 hertz reconnects that heart chakra and reconnects it with the two sides of the hemispheres of the brain. There is a heart brain, so you're working with three separate brains, okay? Your emotional, artistic brain, your logical, egoic brain, and your heart brain. Yeah, and a balance being struck. But it looks like something opens up and gives energy to that piece, that dove down below. So I think for most of you, this is a good Tower moment, okay? It's like you've struck that balance, you've walked the line, you've taken care of yourself, you're doing the work, you're vibrating your energy, you're staying away from negative energy or negating it as much as you can, and you're getting results. That's what this reading's telling me, okay? For the others that haven't, that Tower is not a good one, okay? But most of you, especially with this upside down, that is excellent, okay? It's almost like you're spreading that amazing 528 hertz energy to everybody you're connected to as well. You know, see the little ship and the little hearts floating out? It's like you're releasing that amazing frequency to everybody below you, because you're vibrating up here. You're up above, you're vibrating up here, and you're releasing that energy into the lower vibrational realm. Okay? So it's working. That's what they're telling me. It's working. Okay? You're making that bridge, I just heard. You're making the bridge. Oh, the Rainbow Bridge, the Bridge of Ascension. We're making the bridge, literally and figuratively. Okay? Remember, as above, so below, as within, so without. Never forget that. Okay, the Tower, sudden awakening. Oh, do tell. I don't think we've ever gotten this Tower since I started using this deck. I don't think so. It's amazing. When you look into the image of the Tower, your first impression might be, yikes! Indeed, the image of the Tower looks very troubling. And it's funny because a tower, like cell tower, so for some of you, it's quite literally overcoming energy from a cell tower. Quite literally for me, that's exactly what I've been up to. That's why I had to vacate my office and doing my readings from my living room now. Yeah, that was affecting me horribly. Anyway, not a pretty picture. When the tower strikes, it is usually totally unexpected and sudden. It creates havoc and chaos. Basically, your world as you know it has changed drastically. This looks like a good change, okay? The duality of the tower is transformation, enlightenment, clarity, and healing. Hear that? Healing. Yes. A rather excuse me. A rather intense mixed bag of emotions. That's what the tower is about. It throws you, oh my goodness, my voice. Yes. Yay for allergies. That's what the tower is about. It throws you into a new reality and into the unknown future without much warning. The tower hits hard and fast, and usually when you least expect it. It can bring incredible loss. It blows the top off anything that is false. The tower's purpose is to wake you up to something you have been missing or ignoring. The tower's number is 16. Breaks down to a 7 for those into the numerology like I am. The number of spiritual karmic law. It brings cleansing, rebuilding, and perfection. And we have been detoxing, because quite literally when you're doing that bath, you're detoxing. Consider it a baptism, the Marian method, okay? All right. We all get caught up in the status quo of whatever feeds our ego. Sometimes out of that, our worlds become more and more materialistic. Our values and desires may get mixed up or become false to who we really are. The foundations that we built, emotional, material, spiritual, and mental, may just be a projected exterior illusion and not really fulfilling. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in our own little world and our universal vision becomes so blinded we are not aware there's a problem. This is the tower when the tower enters. When it hits, almost anything that is not true and strong is going to crumble. It covers the gamut of life's experiences: career, relationships, home, accidents, financial loss, reversal of fortune, setbacks, personal values, and dreams. It's big medicine. Get ready to do some deep soul searching. There are times when the tower hits and it seems there is no answer for why a terrible thing has happened. Sudden loss and devastation through war, crisis, sudden illness, death of someone, or something very close to you. These are all things that jolt us to a different space in our hearts and lives. Acceptance of our destiny is the only way to shift and begin to heal. The tower can motivate us to connect Our page doesn't want to flip. There we go. Higher selves, and ask for the guidance we need to move toward truth and renovation of ourselves and our new world. It brings healing, strength, and perseverance. The tower shifts energy, liberating you from any blocks, bringing new awareness and ahas. We must trust that what falls on our path was put there by God Creator to learn from. So when the lightning bolt hits your life, remember, change was meant to come your way. Stagnation, inertia, blocks, restricted attitudes and beliefs, relationships, situations, or jobs, whatever it is. The tower's job is to transform the challenge into something more meaningful and true to you. The tower reawakens your spiritual fire. It leads you back to your authentic self. It's not an easy lesson. Follow the light. It is bright at the end of the tunnel. Be kind to yourself. Symbolism of this tower image. The lightning bolt represents the descent of divine energies into the physical world, breaking up anything material that is false. The light of truth shoots down the center of the tower, crumbling its foundation. The tower is surrounded in a volcano that exploded the moment it was hit by the lightning bolt. It is engulfed in fire. The spirits of false beliefs flee in horror. The spirits also represent the release of pain and bondage from unconscious behavior. The volcano erupting represents the mouth of truth and how violent it can be after being suppressed for a long period of time. In ancient times, the comet represented the messenger of the gods, as well as the harbinger of doom. Now remember, Mercury is over there in Leo with Black Moon Lilith and the Moon and Venus, who's in direct opposition to Saturn. So some Saturn return energy for some of you. The sun rising with the eye is the eye of God, always there, always constant. The sun represents a new day dawning and renewal. The dove represents healing, new life, and new beginning, moving past the destruction to a more peaceful place. Mars, the planet of action and courage, is associated with the tower. And interesting, because he's in there with Virgo. So, the sun signs: Aries, Virgo, Pisces, Cancer, all the air signs. Yep, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Just for those who want to know. And after the tower is always, guess what? The star card. Yep. The star card. The card of Aquarius. It is the age of Aquarius, after all. Anyway, remember, links are in the description. You can book a personal private reading with me via that information in the description. And get your tuning forks from Sacred Waves or equipment to help you suss out negative frequencies in your environment. It can be very, very beneficial to you, trust me. It's been a big help for me. Huge. Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic next couple of days, and I'll be back as long as the divine has that in my plan. Yeah, I try to, do my best. And remember, for those of you, I know a lot of you relax to these readings and really take in the information. And I know you like to hear the readings every day, but do go back and play it again if, there's not a reading. Like I said, I've been doing it with the moon as the moon flows through the signs. And then I missed the weekend one. So you guys have gone one whole week between readings. But if you want, just replay it if it helps you relax and get to sleep. Okay. Anyway, tons of infinite gratitude to my old subs, new subs, to my partnerships where I have collaborated with others to help heal you. And yeah, infinite terra, that's heart spelled backwards. And infinite dreams, sweet dreams to all of you. Okay? Have a good one. Till next time.